As the sun glistened on the sea that morning after the night before, that morning when Peter and his fishing companions took their fishing boat back out onto the Sea of Galilee following Jesus' instruction. As the sea glistened on the sea that morning, Peter and his friends were going to be surprised in a way that they could never have dreamt or imagined. Luke records for us in Luke chapter 5 that when they let down the nets, they caught such a large number of fish. When they let down the nets had to be let down first. That step of faith had to be taken first. When they let down the nets, they caught such a large number of fish, their nets began to break. Their nets would never have broken before, but on this occasion, on this morning, as the sun glistened on the Sea of Galilee, it was a great morning because their nets began to break with the volume of fish they had caught, to the degree that they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And their partners came and helped them, and they filled both boats so full that guess what happened? The boats began to sink. The boats began to sink under the volume and the weight of the fish. This was completely different to the night before when they'd caught nothing, not even a minnow. And here we have Peter and his friends, having let down the nets, now having caught so many fish that the boats are literally sinking. Jesus is certainly one for surprises. You see, this is what fishermen dream about. Ask any fisherman and they will tell you that they spend a lifetime fishing in hope that maybe that next catch will be the better catch than the one before. Ask any deep sea fisherman who goes out into the North Sea on a winter's night with the rain falling and the wind howling. They go and fish in hope that they will catch a huge net of fish. What a sight this must have been on that morning as the sun glistened on the Sea of Galilee. So many fish coming into the nets that the nets began to break. Two overloaded boats with fish flopping everywhere. You can just picture the scene, can't you? The biggest catch ever. And guess when it happened? Not at night. Against all conventional thinking, it happened in the middle of the day. Why did it happen? Because Peter responded, "If the master says so, we will let down the nets." Now remember that the fish were there all along. It's not as if Jesus suddenly created the fish on the spur of the moment. The fish were in the water, physically in the water, the night before. It's just that Peter couldn't find them. The moral of the story is simply this: when Jesus is in the boat, when Jesus gives the command, when Jesus says, "Let down your nets," when Jesus gives the directive and the direction as to where to go, everything changes. And everything changed literally within minutes for Peter and his fishing companions. Jesus does what we never think possible. He does more than we can ever ask or ever imagine. I've shared the story before, but it articulates the point well. It's of the famous American golfer, the late Arnold Palmer, who was invited by the King of Saudi Arabia to go and play golf with him. And so Arnold visited Saudi Arabia. He enjoyed a few rounds of golf with the king. And before he left, Arnold was asked by the King of Saudi Arabia, "What gift would you like?" And Arnold said, no, it's been an honor in and of itself to have come here and to have played golf with you. I don't need any gift. But the king insisted, and so Arnold humbly and reluctantly accepted. And on the plane back to America, Arnold began to think, what kind of a gift might the king give? Might it be a gold driver or a diamond-studded putter? After all, what kind of gifts do kings give? Well, after a few days, the mailman came to the door and gave Arnold an envelope bearing the seal of the King of Saudi Arabia. And in this envelope was not a golf club, obviously, but the title deeds to a 500-acre golf club. See, Arnold was thinking golf club, whereas the King of Saudi Arabia thought golf club. And in a similar way, we can think golf club, whereas Jesus thinks golf club. Jesus, our King, wants to lavish us, his children, with gifts, with blessings, way beyond what we can even ask or imagine. And that was true for Peter and for his friends. Peter and his friends, when they put out to sea, when they went out onto the sea, they would never have thought they would catch so many fish that not only would their nets break, but that the boats would begin to sink. Friends, God is way bigger, way bigger than we think. And God can and God will do more than we can even ask or even imagine. Today, let's go fishing with Jesus. Peter went fishing with Jesus, and Peter got the most marvelous surprise. We may get the most marvelous surprise and blessing when we go fishing with Jesus.